You know what time it is, 9:46 on a Monday morning. It's time for Pet Project. Here is our own Anna Yu. Morning.
Thank you, Tonya. Allison. Good morning to you. Well, they are creepy and crawly and can be quite a nuisance. We're talking about fleas, ticks, and other kinds of bugs that pop up this time of year. And protecting your pet from them will not only keep you, but your four-legged friend out of misery. Joining us now with more information is Dr. Steve Rogers with Northern Virginia Veterinary Associates. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
Okay, so let's start with the basics here. I mean, if you're going to own a pet, you have to be responsible and get your pet on some preventatives, right? But before we jump into that, let's talk about the basics. What are ticks and what are fleas?
Fleas and ticks are little creepy crawly things.
Yeah, they sure are.
If you ever have one on your skin, you know it gets you a big adrenaline rush.
Ooh.
But some of them are so small they look like the tip of a pencil, so you don't always see them either on your children or on your pets. Protecting your kids is a big part of what we do when we protect the pets.
Right, because they can transfer, right? Now, what are fleas?
Fleas are a little bit bigger. They're a lot more mobile. They hop. They're, as they're another parasite of the size, probably a little bit bigger than the other. You can see them jumping and hopping. Yeah. And 2 fleas can lay 2,000 eggs.
Oh, my gosh.
So once you've had them, they're your friends for a long time. And
I like the way you say that. And they infest your home, and they can get into your sheets and just cause a big old mess. Okay, so let's talk about, what are the main concerns with these kind of critters if they get on your pet?
Well, fortunately, there's been huge advantage in the last 10 to 15 years in products that you can use to kill. Very easy to apply. You just spot it on once a month for fleas and ticks. Biggest problem with the drug is human error. That was it the 1st or the 10th, or I'll just wait. And the other thing we find a big problem is people think as soon as we've had our first little frost, it's time to stop. We're seeing these year-round now. For example, the Lyme disease, which is a tick disease we test for, 10% of our dogs we check are positive. They're not necessarily sick, but they've been exposed to Lyme disease.
So a lot of us do think that once the temperatures drop, we are off the hook. You know, these fleas, mosquitoes, and ticks go dead. So that's not true. You should keep them on all year round.
Exactly. Fleas especially live very happily in your house all year round.
Oh, goodness.
And I was out cleaning some brush in February and came home with it, found a tick. So in February.
Now, where do they live? I mean, I know it's in wooded areas, but are there specific areas that you can find them?
Ticks, if there's long grass, that's one of the fallacies. They go, I'm not in the woods. Any long grass playgrounds where kids are, walking through the tall grass to get there. And, it's a pretty serious disease in pets as well as human beings. I don't deal with 2-legged creatures, though.
Where should you be looking on your pet for ticks and fleas?
That's the hard part. The furrier your pet, the longer the hair, the harder they are to find. It's a lot easier to prevent them or kill them. These new products work almost instantaneously. Within an hour or so, they've killed any of the ticks that are on them.
Sure. But one of the areas, would you say, are the ears, around the ears?
They could be anywhere. No, actually, they can be. Usually with fleas, you find them in places where they can't catch by chewing, so you'll see them in the front. On the back end, they pretty well.
Like warm spots.
If you see you've probably seen the dog with that little biting reflex they do. That's usually they're probably going after them.
Good information. Thank you so much, Dr. Rogers. Dr. Rogers with Northern Virginia Veterinary Associates, and you've brought along some wonderful things that people can check out. Thank you very much.
Oh, you certainly will.
Time now for our pet of the day, and this morning it is these 2 adorable guys, Ace and Colby. Take a look at them. They are border collies, and how cute are they? Just hanging out watching Fox 5 Morning News. For your pet's chance at Pet of the Day, email their photo or video to petpics@wttg.com. Tony.